impure. So please ask for forgiveness, apologize. I'm sure we all can understand from Buddha's message, Buddha's non-violence message, or no one can make such allegation. But it comes in reality. So that is why I said, let's be aware, let's wake up, wake up what is there in the text has been passed generation by generation by the people who have been living. So there may be certain things that doesn't match. It has not happened in Sri Lanka, but it is in India. I'm sure it is in India. It is the third council. So with that historical notion that 2,500 years this has been passing generation by generation, and monks have been copying these texts, and those who have been living in certain contexts and conditions, there will be certain things that we can identify that this doesn't match with the Buddha. So what is the core teaching of the Buddha is conditional genesis theory, Four Noble Truths, and Eightfold Path. And to test something, if something is contradictory with those teachings, then we can determine what is Buddhism. Here, the conditional genesis theory, I'm not going into deep, but for every one of us to understand the basic way of Buddhist way of looking at everything, whether it's physical, mental, whatever, the way we see those things. Here, Buddhism never sees ultimate cause of beginning of the world or beginning of the life or beginning of anything. You can go further and further, how far you go, you will not find something that created the world or living being or something. If you find something, you will identify, you will see that is a result of, that is conditioned by other causes. If that is conditioned by other causes, that is not the ultimate cause or reason to start the circle, start the process. This is very important for us to understand, and I understand when we study the evolution theory or other whatever, I find this conditional genesis theory is universally still valid. And if Buddha said that you are created by this power or, then there is a problem. In Buddhism, there is nothing as such. This is something we all have to be clear and understand. And here, why this is basic, this is so important for this. Then we see everything is conditioned, everything is created with the conditions, circumstances, the causes, then nothing we see absent. This is the basic, this is very much important to go into the further discussion. Here, then we will shift to Four Noble Truths, and I'm not going to describe all the four, but I'm very much interested to discuss with you the idea of suffering. The first one, the dukkha satya, or suffering. This is why I am very much interested to discuss with you this idea. The general tendency is to see suffering, the word itself says something unhappy, something unhappy situation. So, out of Four Noble Truths, four things, the first one is suffering. Then whether Buddhism says something, the world is so much full of sufferings. In description of this first Noble Truth, there are three things that Buddha described. First one, the way of understanding is there are three things. One is asada, to enjoy or experience, we can say. So that is what all living beings, I mean, to understand, to come to the understanding of suffering, there are three steps, ultimate absolute happiness. Then, this is what called Adinava, to understand the situation, nature of the thing, and then go to the third level, Nissarana, that is to detach. So this is the basic steps that comes in Buddhist text. So it is not that someone suggests you, the young people who are starting their life with this life is unhappy, unpleasant, or suffering. No, it is not. Please experience the life, see the life with your own time, and there you will see whatever the happiness that you see, it changes. Okay, this is something with experience only we can identify whatever we see as happiness bound to be change. So this is, once you understood or realize this, sometimes you will feel. So there is nothing permanent, that nothing that brings permanent happiness. Nothing that we rely upon brings permanent happiness. So that is the second step. And then to the third, that it is not to give up and go somewhere, but to, the detachment that is kind of, So these three steps, if I, talk with this thing, apply the Sri Lankan context, perhaps, particularly I'm talking about monks, young children become monks, and then they lead the monk's life. I still have the question whether these monks have passed through these three steps, whether they have experienced the life to see this is not the ultimate happiness, to see, then to go for renunciation. I am happy those who have been born in Australia and other parts of the world. You are born to a different culture, different atmosphere. You get the chance to see the message of the Buddha free from these cultural things, less cultural barriers. Then I am sure you have a better opportunity to see the message. Because material-wise, the country that you are living is very developed, and you have the opportunity to go to these three steps and then to see what Buddhism suggests. And this is my honest view is you have the better opportunity to see the message of the Buddha. Now, let's go to identify what is suffering. I'm sure you have listened to many sermons, you may have read books, so this is not something very new, but still, let's have a little time to understand what is the suffering that Buddhism says. There are three things. Three levels of suffering. First one, the Pali term, it says dukkha. That is the ordinary, sad, unhappy things. Like we get sick. That is not something very happy. That, and when your parents or loved ones are, they are not in good health or good mental condition, that is not a happy situation. And the day-to-day certain things that brings sad situation or unhappy situation, that is the first category of suffering. I am sure we all can agree to explain this as suffering, we don't need a Buddha to come. We all understand if we become sick, it is not happy, it is suffering. And so, it is something very general, we all understand. And this is not the suffering that Buddha introduced, that Buddha discussed with us. This is the ordinary level of suffering. Second level of suffering is, we call this viparinama dukkha, that is the changing nature of things that brings unhappiness to us. There, we all, any situation that brings happiness to us, bound to be changed. And that particular situation that brought us happiness, change, and then it brings us kind of sadness, because we don't want that change to happen. And if our physical appearance, maybe our whatever the desire we have, maybe we like to buy a new car, and we like to possess that car. Once you buy that car, and after a few months you feel that not only the car change, but the attitude, but our liking, that changes with the time. Maybe it shifts to another. So this changing nature of everything, not what is outside, but even within us, our thoughts, all these are bound to be changed. And when that changes, that change the situation, that change the happy situation that we experience. So this is the second level of suffering. Again, we all will agree. This also is not something new, and we don't need someone enlightened person to come and tell us changing nature of the things is suffering. We already know that. So these two things are not the important things that Buddha try to introduce to us. What Buddha really introduced to us is, it is called in Pali Sankhara dukkha, that is, whatever the mental formations or conditions, things, these are the real suffering. I'm sure this needs further explanation, further discussion. When I discuss this with the people here, when I go to remote areas like Mahavali, Galkande, sometimes in Anuradhapura, so I develop very simple language that they can understand. Instead of using sankhara or mental formation, I use the term file. Whatever the files we have, files and folders we have, right? In files we have documents, and in computers also we keep things in files. The language I use is through our eyes, ears, nose, and our body, and through these doors, we, as an example, with my eye, I see something outside, and the eye sees not something permanent. When I see that object, even then my eyes is changing, but I do not identify that. I do not think that my eyes is changing, and even at the moment I saw that, the eyes was changing, that I do not identify. And the object I see outside, that also is not something permanent or changing, even when I see that it was in the process of changing. So there are two processes. The I is changing, the object I see is changing. But none of that we notice. We see something through this, eyes, and then based on the context, okay, let's something like that. When I see that and I get some idea, based on that experience, I create the file. Now I have a file. And another moment I will see the same thing, and I create the further consolidate my view on that particular object. And now I have a consolidated view about that, a consolidated idea that developed in a particular context. What I gather through this eye that is always changing, and something outside that also continuously changes. But the data I entered into my file is not something changing. That is something unchanging. Now, when I see the same thing after a few years time, I do not see the object outside. Instead, I open the file and see what is there. Oh, he's belongs to that community, and those people are like this only, that only. All these are what is there in my file. The person I meet there, person I see outside will be totally different, has nothing to do with those data in my mind. And now, through the eyes, I see certain things. Through the ears, I get information, and all the other senses will collect information and make this file. And I don't know, this file is created in a particular context, particular condition, and I don't notice that no more that person is there outside, no more this person that information gathered is also no more there. The eyes has been changed, but the information I gather, they are still there. Now, I will share with you one story. When I was a young monk, when I was, I think, 14 or 15, I was studying at Goal in the Pirimana. It is at Unawatuna, in that period. We were about 10-15 young monks together, the same age. As you know, in our training period, we are not given food after, midday meal. We have to, survive till the following morning without any heart. Maybe we get a drink, a tea, but not any food for us. You can understand, 14, 15 years old, we were very hungry. And following morning, we wake up at 4 a.m. to memorize certain things, or read our notes and all that, to prepare for exams. And we are very hungry. And at 4, we get a tea with one chocolate biscuit. We get one chocolate biscuit. And you can understand, early morning, 4 a.m., we are hungry, the whole atmosphere is very silent, little cold, and we make a tea and one chocolate biscuit. And only one, and then we eat it with, we don't want it to be, we want to keep it for a long time, so we eat little by little. My memory about chocolate cream biscuit, none of you will have that feeling. The data in my file about chocolate biscuit is totally different from what you have in your file. So, you will never have the same chocolate biscuit I have. When I see chocolate biscuit, when I smell the chocolate biscuit smell, I go back to the 14, 15 years age, that experience. Now, we each one who are listening to this conversation, I am sure I see a different chocolate biscuit. You each one maybe see a very different chocolate biscuit because every one of us has created a file based on our experience, and those experiences are conditioned by the context. Now, all the views that we have in our files, all the ideas, whatever in our files are like that. When I take a glass of water, and the glass of water I have different notion about the glass. You will have a different view, different notion. And when you see the glass, you will see sometimes this is like the glass that my father used to use. Oh, this is what came to my family through our grandmother. So the views are different. The glass is not the glass I see, you see a totally different glass. So, but the problem is, if that is the case, what is the problem? Problem is that we don't know that this is something conditioned view, and this is the conditioned view that is created in a particular context, and a particular context is based on a particular experience. That context is no more there, that experience, but memory is there. The persons associated with that experience, they are changed, they have been changed. I am changed. The organ that I gathered information has been changed, but the data that I created are there, and we do not know, the process that created this data in our file. And this, if we know these things, then we know whatever the views that we have are conditioned things. Whatever the ideas we have, conditioned things. And as an example, the idea of myself is a condition of something. And it is, the whole collection of things, collection of strength, collection of organs, and we call it as myself. And then for the protection of myself, for the elevation of myself, and so many things we do with that view that is conditioned. And all the problems that we face in the world are, because of these, the lack of knowledge, understanding how these files are created. If we know that these are created files, and then we will never grab those files, grab those ideas. We will not come into the deep word that Buddha used, that dittinja anupadam, without grabbing, holding certain strong views. We can continue the life, dasanena sampano, with this way of, then we see the world as it is. Things are unceasingly changing. The experiences that we gather through our organs are unceasingly changing. The organs that we collect those ideas are unceasingly changing. And the notions, certain views that we collected in a particular context, particular moment, it will never be truth to all the time. It is conditional, it is contextual. And when we realize this thing, then life will be easy. We will not hold certain views very strongly, and this is my nation, this is my religion, and this is how I think, and then we will be very flexible. Flexible in the sense that if everything is conditioned, everything is interdependent, everything is bound to be changed, then how come we have an idea unchanging? How that will fit into the world that is bound to be changed all the time? That is not practical. So, and Buddha says, when you understand this suffering, the first noble truth, then Buddha says, then you understand all the other three, rest of the three things. Because once you understand this nature of the world, things are unceasingly changing, and my body is unceasingly changing. The information we gather through these organs that is unceasingly changing also has to be, time to time we have to, realize the world that we capture in particular moment is no more in the next moment. If that is our way, if that is the way we see the world, perhaps it will be easy for us to have a happy, have a suffering-free life. It doesn't mean the first two sufferings, the dukkha and viparina dukkha, that we cannot change. But sankhara, conditioned suffering, that we can get rid of. So, this is, this will be kind of starting point that the young people who are listening to this conversation, you will see Buddhism is not something that promote puja, promote rituals. It is that wherever, whatever the religion, with the time we will start rituals, we will have practices, we will have a culture, and the culture is important for us to have our life, and whether we reject the culture that we have today, still we will create a culture. So culture is very much needed. Culture, but what I suggest, Buddhism is not this culture that you see. Buddhism is that, the meditation. Yesterday I had a lesson on mindfulness meditation. There, Satipatthana Sutta. If you read that, Sutta Central, you have the very good translation. And when you read that, you will see Buddha says, be in the present moment, think of your breathing, then you are in the present moment. And be aware of physical actions, be aware of your posture, be aware what consists of your body. And all this, when you read Satipatthana Bhavana, you will see nothing but this basic teaching to understand unceasingly changing nature of everything, unceasingly changing nature of your body, unceasingly changing nature of your thoughts, and then the notions that we have, mama, mage, and all these things are created, and these are based on things that are unceasingly changing. When you see that, that is the realization of the nature, that is the realization of what is in the world. And then our intervention, if everything is bound to be changed, if even myself, the body is bound to be changed, what we are going to do? There, Buddha suggests, that is where the empathy comes. You can intervene. You have to intervene with empathy, metta, loving kindness, to develop yourself the love and the care and the loving kindness. Then you will heal yourself. After that, you can go forward, karuna, to develop empathy. If I am in that situation, how I will feel. That is the feeling that that person is experiencing now. If I am there, I will feel the same sadness. When you feel that, you will intervene, and that there you are not intervening with sympathy. Sympathy is very different. You intervene with empathy because you feel, if I am there, I feel the same sadness, then I have to intervene. The other side of the part of empathy is to see when someone is happy and put yourself with that person. If I was there, how I will be happy. That is what he is experiencing. How nice. And then Upekha is to, again, if everything is bound to be changed and everything is conditioned, then your intervention will not create the ultimate result that you want, because you are not the only reason, only factor that creates the result. There are other factors. When you know that, even after you intervene, if you see the result is not what you expected, you will not get hurt, you will not get wounded, because you know you are not the only cause that creates certain results. You can intervene, you can change the process based on the other factors. When you know that, then you can be, that upekha, not to be sad, and without getting wounded, you can manage the situation. And all this, metta, karuna, mudita, and upekha is the way that we intervene into the whatever that is unceasingly changing, that is conditioned by many other factors. There, with that understanding, we intervene with the love and care for ourselves. That means to heal ourselves first, and then intervene with empathy. And if we do not see the result that we expect, still we will not be wounded, because we know I am not the only reason, only cause that creates the situation. So, my friends, this is what I wanted to share with you in this discussion. This will be kind of starting point, and I'm not saying that this is the beginning, because you have been reading books, you have been exposed to this kind of thing. The word that gives particular negative feeling, but no, when you understand this thing, then you are free from suffering. That is the idea. It is not to see the world is and then you are, we all can be happy without harming anyone, without trying to possess everything, without being the owner of everything, but sharing with others, understanding that everyone is interconnected, everything is interconnected. We are part of a system. If one is unhappy somewhere, that will affect to the system, that affect to me as well, that create, that damage my happiness. Then we all have to work for the happiness of all. Then we all will be happy, including myself. So this is what Buddhism suggests. This is what Sangika concept is, to have this whole understanding. We all have to survive. We all have to take care of each other. We all have to sympathetic to each other. Once Ananda, as I remember, uttered the Buddha that the half of the Sasana survive, rely on the Kalyana Mittata or benevolent friendship. The Buddha said, no, Ananda, the whole Sasana rely on, depend on the benevolent friendship. That means that the benevolent friendship of among all of us, that benevolent friendship comes with the understanding that we discuss. So, I'm sure this discussion will be something for you to think further, discuss further, when you go back home, discuss with children, and to not for the knowledge level, but kind of transformative level, realization level, to behavior change level. Then, that will be the idea. And I hope this discussion, the time you spend with this discussion, will be something useful. With that, I thank all of you, and will also to mention few names who are organizing this conversation now. I try to yes, the Galkande, I think that's what I said. Thank you, Professor. Galkande Bhagya Singh Mahata, Sumudhi Mahatmya Pavle Sama, Prasanna Dhammananda Mahata, Dunali Mahatmya Atul Pavle Sama, Nishant Visanayak Mahata, Sumudhi Mahatmya Atul Pavle Sama, Hemant Vikram Singh Mahata, Sureka Mahatmya Atul Pavle Sama, Jehan Muthukur Mahata, Saranga Mahatmya Atul Pavle Sama, Sugat Devya Mahata, Mela Mahatmya Atul Pavle Sama, Janaka Galikala Mahata, Jinali Mahatmya Atul Pavle Sama, Ashirwad Kirim, Swami Mahaselata Duladar Mapiante, Saha Sahabani Wamata, Evagina Pinam, Bakirina, Niegie Nati Mutari. Mama Api Memu Sakachava, Momentum Api Vardane Kala, my trace had the city, Api Musakachava, Metara, Vidikata. Lokaya Apavatati when a Lokaya Sahamaki, Messiala Sambande, Kotna Subhave, Ilmetapichika Sarva Channel file, Saha file within a data, with file Atulme Mother, Emma, Yamam Tatya Navana, Apikriakarani Pavatna, Tatya Emte, Tatya Elim, Vada, Apeti and Kalia Piseka to correct file within a data, Olinkila, Samahara, Pavatna, Tatya, that the Galkande Pulan Kemeka, Etacote, name of the Jiva Pin Kilakian, Etacote, Parana file of the Apenu with Apihamba will able name the Jiva Maki. Etacote, Dukas Ate Kilakian, Duka Vedana, Asatu Munak Sahita, Gatakan Jiva, Heaven Hote, name of the Jiva, Satu Prasanna, Piripu, New Jiva, Mage. Nesa Kacha, Mirman, Karapu, Edaya, Villa, Hemad, Modana Karani, a Hemad, Ashirwada Karani, Vishash, Nesa Kacha, Galvan, the Hemad, the Makate, Sar, the Pratan Karani, where I did Jiva, the Hemad, Saturday, Senasi, Karuna, Maitri, the Jiva, Adere Karana, name the Nati Samahara, Mira Tejivan, the Demopianati, is here with an Superfin, Hosan, say, Satati, Senasi, New Jeep, the Karana, of a Hamilton, and the Rasina Vantareva, he was again so at the hand, as you do, Mahansina Badi, but I do this second time, yeah. Perubahan saya kerana ada itu apa dia pada saat kerana itu asal ada bahawa sehingga sensi sekolah manusia kerana syakti itu asal ada bahawa obat apa skema dengan ada sensi new slowati dia katakan ni apa sisi yang paling penting syakti හේතු වාසනා වේවා කියලා සාදු කියලා ප්‍රාර්ථනා කරනවා. දුක්ඛපත්‍යාචනි දුක්ඛ භයපත්‍යාචනි භයං සෝඛපත්‍යාචනි සෝඛා උත්තු සබ්බේ පිපාණි. සෝතහන්දියන්ට බාර දෙනවා මෙතන යන කටයුතු සඳහා. හොඳයි. පිටුනේ අද දවස් තුලදී අප සමග මේ ධර්මානුශාසනාව සාර්ථක කරගැනීම පිණිස අන්තර්ජාලයේ ඔස්සේ වැඩම අනුශාසනාව සිදු කරන්නට යෙදුණේ ශ්‍රී කල්නිය විශ්වවිද්‍යාලයේ ඉතිහාස අධ්‍යයනාංශයේදී අංශාධිපති ජ්‍යෙෂ්ඨ කථාචාර්ය වල්පොල රාහුල මධ්‍යස්ථානයේහි ආයතනාධිපති ගරු කටයුතු ගල්කන්දේ ධම්මානන්ද පඬිතු ස්වාමීන් වහන්සේ නබී පඬිතුන් වහන්සේට තමන් වහන්සේගේ උත්තරීතර ශාසනික ක්‍රියාදාමයන් තව තවත් සාර්ථක කරගන්න සබල සාර්ථක මට්ටමකට පත් කරගන්නට උන්වහන්සේට හිසේ සිට පාදාන්තය දක්වා ශක්තිමත් භාවයේ නිරුක් නිරෝධ භාවයේ චිරජීවනයේ උදා වේවා. උන්වහන්සේට දේශීය වශයෙන් සහ විදේශීය වශයෙන් සිදු කරගෙන යන මේ කාර්යභාරයේ අනුභව වලින් උන්වහන්සේ මෙතෙන්ට නිර්මාණය කරන්නට යෙදුණු ගරුකටයුතු රාජකීය පඬිතු වල්පොල රාහුල ගුරුදේවෝත්තමයන් වහන්සේට නිතින් අනුමෝදන් වනවා. උන්වහන්සේගේ බෞද්ධමෝපියන් ඇතුළු හැම දිනකටම ශක්තිමත් භාවයෙන් මේ දුක්ඛිත සංසාර ගමනින් අත මිදී සැනසුම් සුවයෙන් සැනසෙන්නට මේ උත්තරීතර සදාම් අනුශාසනාව හේතු වාසනාවක් බවට පත් වේවා කියන ප්‍රාර්ථනාවෙන් මේ දිනම අනුමෝදන් සාදුකාර පවත්වන සාදු ගරුකටයුතු පංචාන්දරන් වහන්සේට අපි දායක සභාවෙන් පින්වත් හැමදෙනාටම මේ අවස්ථාවේ ස්තුති පූර්වකව ස්තුතිය පළ කරනවා. වහන්සේට මෙතනින් අපි මේ කටයුතු වලට සමුදෙනවා. ඊනතනේ හෙට දවස් තුලදී විහාරස්ථානයේ මගින් සිදු කරන්න තියෙන භාවනා කටයුතු ඒ විදිහට හෙට දවස් තුලදී වෙනවා. ඒ වගේම ලබන සතිය තුලදී විශේෂ ළමයි වෙනුවෙන් සිදු කරන විශේෂ ධර්මානුශාසනාව මේ විදිහටම පැවැත්වෙනවා. ඒ ධර්මානුශාසනාවට සම්බන්ධ වෙන දරුවන්ට යම් ගැටලුවක් තිබෙනවා නම් ඒ කිව්වේ ධර්මානුශාසනාවට කලින් ඒ ගැටලුව අපිට ඉදිරිපත් කරලා ලබන බදාදා වගේ වෙනකොට අපි ඊමේල් ලිපිනයට ඒ ගැටලු ලබා දෙන්න පුළුවන් අනුශාසනාව තුළදී ගැටලු සාකච්ඡා කරගන්නට ඉඩ හසර සලසා දෙන්නට හැකියාව පවතින බවත්